I see you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're live. All right. Let me get rid of this out of the studio so I don't accidentally play it again. And I am going to go over the bourbons I am drinking tonight. Pretty excited about this because I'm crafty. This, you will see what the connection is. This is Old Soul, all right, Mississippi, blended straight bourbon whiskeys. So when they say blended straight bourbon, it contains at least 51% straight bourbon in it. Old Elk, there. Now you know what the theme is. I'm old, they're old, all that. This is also blended straight bourbon whiskey. And then for the Fiesta, there is a Stouts Old Forester 1920. And I'm popping this one open because I got another bottle up here of it. And this is going to now be a happy sipper that I can have more often. Hello, Mom from Arkansas, Dixie Hawkins. We're starting with Old Soul because from the reviews, I don't want to start off with the best one first. I want to start off with, not that Old Soul's bad, it's just not as good. I'm walking up the chain. Yep, not bad. Not bad at all. I don't kick any of them out of bed. All right, so next is to spin the wheel to see what time Put Me In is going to occur. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get this out of the way. I also did something today for this live that I haven't done before, which is I went through and I preset a bunch of alarms on my phone. So I'm going to actually set an alarm for the time of Put Me In. I disabled all of them, but they're all there and I can just flip it on as soon as I know what time it's going to be. So let's go ahead and share the screen. And we will allow, and here we go. I already scrambled them. Boom. We are going to be 7:15. Check it out. Early tonight. All right. So 7:15. Let me get my mouse back over here. All right. Stop sharing. And because I'm crafty, let me pull up my alarms that I preset for today, and I'm going to hit 7:15, 26 minutes from now. But now I don't have to worry about it because now I can lose myself in the live stream and it will start vibrating and rattle my table. And then I'll say, start Put Me In, and we won't miss it. All right. Oh, and one more thing. Find my eraser. We did have a time change, and we went to standard time from daylight savings time. And I'm going to change these because I'm OCD, so I have to. It's EST now. There we go. Because if I didn't change that, now that I noticed it, I would sit here and it would be on the back of my mind all night long. So there we have it. And it's 7:15, have my alarm set. I'm drinking old bourbons. Well, bourbons that say Old Soul, Old Elk, Old Forester. Starting with Old Soul. Bourbon Bounty logo glass. My wife also, she has this cricket cutter thing. And she does like t-shirt things and cups and glasses and all of that. And she made this Bourbon Bounty logo on here. And she made a stencil for me. But it's really fine, like the lines around here. And it didn't quite peel off right. But I told her, I said, print me some more and I'll sit there and work with it to get it, because I need it relief cut. I need to take away the logo and leave the temporary vinyl around it. As soon as I get those done, I'm going to start etching these glasses back here. So you just buy the etching stuff, and it's acid stuff, and you wear gloves and you take a paintbrush and brush, and excuse me, for a couple of minutes, and then you rinse it off, and then you have an etched glass. So that's how that goes. All right, let's catch up with the chat here. We have Hunting and Stuff with JJ, Big Daddy H, Steamfire and Ice. Hey, Cindy. Whiskey knows, and Whiskey, you have the link. Vanessa Kitty, hey, how's it going? Vanessa, you're not on my board over here. Well, luckily, the put me in time is 7:15 tonight. So if you can just hang around for a little bit longer, you can say put me in down here, and I'll put your name on the board, and you will have a chance to win that extraordinary nosing kit I'm going to be giving away. And I'm off next week. So after tomorrow, I have to work tomorrow. Yeah. But I'm going to be off 9 days straight, and I will put the nosing kit together next week and label the jars and all that stuff and get it ready, because the week after that is the first Thursday of December, and that's drawing night. I will have the live stream next week. Well, I'm going to get with the guys. Oji-san, are y'all doing clouds of stouts on Thanksgiving? And I'll see what the answer is going to be. But right now, I don't have an intro for this guy, but I'm going to go ahead and bring him up. It's the nose that knows. Hey, man, what's going on?
Oh, dude, just chilling out. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. And I've had a couple of sips of this Old Soul bourbon. It's only a 90 proof, but it'll work for the kickoff.
Oh, dude, you've picked up some good bottles for tonight. I watched your intro, and, man, that was great. You've got some good stuff lined up.
Yeah, I like that Old Elk. I mean, I don't mind blended straight bourbons.
Yeah, as you can see, yeah, I love them.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do next week. They're not doing on Thanksgiving, but for whoever wants to join in, I will crank it up for a little bit. I'll post the time. It won't be the regular schedule thing, but I'll crank up for a little bit, and I'll do some put me ins, because that just gives you one more chance because the very next week is the drawing. Also, remember, you can give to the, if you look on my community tab, you can find a link to the GoFundMe to help with airfare for next year for OG Fest. For every $1, you get a check. So there you go. But before we talk any more whiskey, I have to play an intro here and bring somebody up from the basement.
Willie Jones.
Have you heard that song yet, Oji-san?
I have not.
Look up Down by the Riverside.
Down by the Riverside. All right.
On Spotify.
I will check. Let me write that down because I'll forget. Hold
on. Yeah. That's a good song now.
Down by the Riverside. All right.
Mm-hmm.
In a van.
Knick knack, patty whack, give a dog a bone. Bitch, I'm Willie Jones. Yeah, that one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I legitimately fell asleep, dude. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning and started working on this show tonight. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I, unfortunately, ahoy, Groovy's in the house. I, unfortunately, did not have a lot of time to prepare for the show tonight, but I was able to get set up A little about it. I couldn't start setting up until about 50 minutes before live, but I just like getting stuff because I have to do like I use these snifters and stuff, and I like to have everything clean and washed up and on the shelf,
Yeah.
So it's not just, and I have to boot the computer down, move it over here, plug it into a different outlet, for the live. It's just people don't understand all the stuff we go through because we love this stuff.
One time, Marcel was hanging out with me while I was making a live show, and she was just like, "Holy shit! Like, how hard is it to make one of these?" I'm like, "It's an all-day event, man."
Yep. Yeah, and I'm going to work on some more intros next week as well when I'm off.
Now there ain't nothing wrong with just hitting that live button and hanging out either. I'm gonna tell people
and I'm going to start doing that. I mean, I pay for it now, so I'm not limited to hours.
I got the 1080 today. I went ahead and paid for the Pro model on StreamYard.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's what they do is they prorate that. So like if you already had the other plan, so it only cost me $80 to do it for the rest of the year. However long it is, I don't even know. I think it's till March or April or something.
Right. It depends on when you started, when you first paid for it.
Yeah. But soon we will have that for our clouds and stouts as well. 720 is fine. It looks great. But the 1080.
It's a difference.
I did notice the 1080, like, because when I do the 720 normal stream, it's about 7-8 seconds behind. But it's almost a full minute when you do 1080.
Yeah, I mean, there's a give and take. I mean, it's pros and cons, I guess. We got Mr. Great Shot. We got Lone Star's Lounge in the house. I have some pretty good news for Lone Star regarding how that went today.
Hell yeah!
So
it's all rooting for him. No, he had the big interview with you. Micah's got a big interview today or tomorrow, I think. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got 2 more candidates, but I will say that, and this is what I talked to the guy today I interviewed, that even if this immediate position is not like, the best fit, we are keeping people on a burner because in January, I found out today, we're getting all those positions. So if you don't get the one today, wait 1 month and we might, bring you on then. And that's what happened to the one today is he's got a thing going where he's working now and he couldn't start until after the first of the year anyway. So I'm like, well, we'll put you on the burner then. Neighbor girl in the house.
Windows trying to install updates on me in the middle of a stream. What in the hell, Microsoft?
Now, one thing though, OG Son, you don't have to worry about is running around your house before you do a stream and knocking cell phones out of people's hand and unplugging their Xbox.
No, sir, I do not. I've got this. I've even run the Cat 5 all the way through the house. Like I'm straight up 1 gig in it.
Yeah, and I usually plug in, and that was one thing I forgot today. I usually do the Cat 6 in.
Yeah.
But I'm on 5G and I got a decently strong signal, so it should be okay. If it starts messing up, I may go grab the plug and switch it over.
Well, even on the 5G, like my signal's good and everything, but if I'm trying to play for whatever reason, the Bluetooth on this starts screwing with my wireless connection.
Well, hell, we found out a few weeks ago that Bluetooth headphones screws with my audio.
Bluetooth is just another form of wireless, and man, it will screw with some of your stuff if you ain't careful.
It's just weird though because I'm hardwired all the way through, on the audio I/O with that Zoom recorder, and it does really well.
Yeah.
When you get all the settings right on it, but for those of y'all just coming in about 15 minutes, I spun the wheel. It landed on 7:15. So 7:15 to 7:30 is put me in for your chance to win.
Awesome. Hey, Todd.
What's up, Todd showing off them new BCS today, man. I am so jealous. Oh,
I know it. And I have to wait till Black Friday. But I did see in that group chat that a lot of people have to work on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. Hang on. There you go. I don't. So
Nah, I don't either. Yeah. I do
hey,
not.
Crazy Ann.
Crazy
No.
Ann.
Now I have also 2 places staked out. I'm going to go,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them's Lowe's Food because they have a huge beer section in Lowe's Foods,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like a cross between Central Market and like a HEB premium store, you know. But it's more like HEB premium.
Oh, I bet it. I bet it is, Todd. Oh man, that's one of the ones on my wish list right there.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have it.
they have one. They have. I've read all the variants. I'm really interested in trying that cola one.
Yeah, that's the one everybody seems to. I'm not the cola one. Not really. I want that old Forster one there.
Yeah, I do
the,
too.
And the what's the one, Todd, where they redid the old formula for one? I can't remember what it's called, but
I mean,
those are
I'm
the
only
two I want.
interested in the cola one just because I don't know what to expect. You know, I just want to try it.
Now, some of these barrel aged beers, when you get them fresh, like when I got these BDCSs fresh, they had a cola mouth feel, and flavor to them, just because they were really fresh and young. But as they mellowed out in the cans, they're getting better and better. So
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to
see.
pick up 6 bottles of the regular. Of course, you
Yeah.
can't. They limit you on the variants. But if they let me buy 2 at Lowe's Foods, and then I go over to Total Wine, and they let me get 2 there, then I'll have 4 each of the variants.
I will get at least a case of the base model. But if they don't have any variants or anything else I want, I may just get 2 cases of it. Call it a day.
I'm just interested to see if they might get different variants, you know, because sometimes they don't order, you know, or they like one of them's only Chicago or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the one you get off the tap.
Yeah.
But Chase, remember Chase from River Point? He's supposed to try to hook me up, but he doesn't think he can get any of the variants here. So
Damn. That'd be disappointing as hell. But like you said, but I only want 6 of the regular because I want to try one this year and then save the rest to develop.
Well, I've got 18, 19s, and 20s, so I'll put a 21 back. So maybe next year I can do a 4-year vertical or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't start till last year really seriously because I stumbled on the Goose Island.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, I was at actually Lowe's Food, but they have like a beer on tap, and they have a guy that works in there, and he's very knowledgeable. And I was sitting there talking to him about different things, and he said, "Have you tried this?" Yeah. And I had never tried it before because I was telling him about bourbon. You know, I was into bourbon. He's like, "Well, you should like this stout." Yeah. And so I bought 2 bottles. No, I bought 3 bottles of it. And I tried one, and then I accidentally left one in the fridge over here. Mm-hmm. And the other one was up on the shelf. And my brother-in-law came, and it's pretty much open, you know, door. Like if it's in there, you can have it, you know. Yeah. So he walks out there and picked it up because he thought the bottle was pretty. He opened it and took one drink, and he was drinking from the bottle. Mm-hmm. You know. Took one drink of it and said, "Yeah," and set it down and came and got something else. So,
oh man!
But hey, it is what it is. My fault. I left it in there.
But Todd said they will go at least 11 years in a bottle because that's what they did the other day.
Yep. But what I like doing with the Goose Islands though is I put them in the fridge and I let them get cold, but I take them out an hour before I drink them.
Oh yeah.
And let them sit for an hour on the table.
Well, I think I've got 2 of these left. I think this is what I'm going to do tonight for my stout. A little preview for everybody. This is probably my second favorite barrel-aged beer of anything I've ever tried. I love these Materfamiliuses. It's made by Mothers out of Springfield, Missouri. If you can get your hands on one of these, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It used to be called MILF, but now it's called Materfamilius.
All right. Good information.
I slept most of the day. I bet you did, Groovy.
Yeah.
I bet you did.
Man, I was still recovering this morning. My first meeting was at 8 a.m. and I got up. Well, I slept down here in the recliner, and I got up 5 minutes before that meeting.
Mm.
And I was like, I sat down for the meeting. I made it through the meeting. I
Yep.
tried to be chipper and everything, and then I got ready because I had an hour after that I could go take a shower and stuff. But yeah, I was sitting there first thing.
Somehow I made it out of a drunk philosopher's night in one piece. I actually felt pretty good. Like I said, I got up early and started working on the show. So that's a rare occasion on a drunk philosopher's week.
Yeah, that was I lost track of time there for a little bit last night.
I don't know if you were still on there, but I woke up at one time. It was like 2:30 in the morning. They were still going.
I wasn't. I think I went to bed at. Well, I say bed. I went over there and crashed in that recliner about 1 o'clock. I think.
Yeah, it's all right. Chad, when Chad does an after party, it's usually a marathon.
Yeah, I was on there, but I was hitting that point because I didn't have a lot to eat yesterday, and I had drank a bunch of beer, and then I jumped on, and then I started drinking that Eagle Rare. And then I started doing the thing where I was sitting there and I would, kind of doing like this. And I realized my eyes were closed, and then I would look back up. And so I was like, it's time to get off here.
Well, it was a really good show, Groovy. I know you don't remember it, but we did have a really good show.
Yeah.
From the after party got a little shaky, but the show was awesome, man.
Cheech. I see Cheech in the house.
Yeah, Cheech. Yeah. Well, I think how I made it is I was drinking that nasty old Wolf Moon, and that is like the nasty. It's worse than McCormick's if you've ever tried it. Like it's that Jason Aldean, Florida, Georgia line whiskey, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
That's coming from me.
And it's whiskey, supposedly.
It's supposed to be. Let's see here. If I can find the bottle, no, I didn't throw it away. I was going to throw it away, but it is straight bourbon whiskey, 80 proof. So it's just
it's one of them 40-80s. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jason Aldean. Who's this? Brian Kelly and Tyler Hubbard. I don't know. I guess that's a bunch of country artist or something.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, this is nasty. This is nasty. Well, I bought it because I thought the bottle looked cool. No, it's not. It's not.
How much did you pay for that?
I like $30 maybe.
Yeah, but and what my biggest complaint about crap like that is, one, they call it straight bourbon.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at least 2-year aged, but if it's under 4, they're supposed to. They don't have to put it on the bottle. That was one thing they changed about it, but they have to disclose the aging if it's under 4 years. Like they could do it on a website though.
Let's see here. See if it says anything on here. Nope. And
a lot of times you'll see aged at least 2.5 years or something like that, on their website.
They'll give months.
Oak.
But
special reserve. I love how they all put special reserve on these.
Oh, yeah. But my whole complaint about some of those is they will distill it at 160 proof, which is the max, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they will water it down to 125 proof, which is the max they can put it in the barrel at.
Yeah.
And they don't care for their barrels like they should. And then they take it out of those barrels and then water it down to 80 proof because that's the lowest you can go. And what they're doing is they're getting more bang for the buck. They're getting the most juice they can, and they don't really care about the quality.
Yeah, just because they're stamping Jason Aldean's name on the side of it, right?
Yeah. In places like Rabbit Hole, you're going to pay $70, $80 for the bottle, but they distill at a very low proof, so that, they don't even put barrel proof or cask strength, but it almost is. But they just proof it, or they don't proof it down. They distill it low, barrel it low, and bottle it the way it comes out.
Well, I won't lie to you. 2 or 3 years ago, I couldn't have told you the difference between Rabbit Hole and Wolf Moon. But now that, when you really start getting into these whiskeys and bourbons, and you start picking up the flavors and notes and stuff. Now, yeah, oh yeah, I can tell a quality one without even looking at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then I don't know about Wolf Moon. Like if you spin it in the glass, does it coat? Does it have the oils?
No, this is straight water, man. That's
right.
That's like
And that's what you get. Yeah, when you proof it down like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I drank about half that bottle last night, and I was perfectly fine. So if that tells you the strength of it.
Well, Mr. Great Shot, I can tell you about Old Granddad. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. I've had way better bourbons than that. Now, with that said, I'll drink bourbon. You know, I might even drink that Wolf Moon crap.
Well,
But
yeah, I'll drink it. But
yeah, if it's all I had, I'd drink it. But, yeah.
I'm interested to know what's the worst whiskey Marty's got. What's the worst one on your shelf, man? Like when the in-laws come over, the one you bust out, tell them it's nice.
Well, for a long time, it was that blackened.
Oh yeah.
And then I went back to it, and it's not as horrible as the first review I did. So, but it's still there's a bottle of rye called Restoration from Heaven Hill, and I just couldn't do it. My wife likes it, and I probably need to revisit it. But it was
I can tell you
on these they start changing, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, on my shelf, the worst. I say the worst. It's and it's not bad, but it's the one I won't even put on the bourbon shelf. It's Maker's 46, and I know I don't want to piss anybody off. It's a personal preference. If you like Maker's Mark, more power to you, right? Maker's Mark to me is not a great bourbon, and I keep that. And I bought the Maker's 46 in hopes that those French oak staves would help it out, and it really didn't. So I keep it over there. So if somebody says, I don't drink straight bourbon, can you give me something in Coke or something in whatever? I pour them a Maker's 46.
There you go.
Now, if they want it in cola, I have a North Carolina bourbon over there. It will have to remain nameless because it's sitting behind my Scotch bottles, but it is horrible. But
where's it from, Jody?
What's that?
Where was it distilled?
Charlotte.
I bet I've got it too.
It's horrible.
Did it start with a C?
Oh, God, I can't remember. It's
Conviction.
No.
Okay.
No, this is
because I liked Conviction.
Oh yeah, the Conviction's okay. And I have Old Nick Williams too.
Yeah.
The problem is they tried to age it like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And they pressure aged it.
Yeah.
And it brought out all the bitter in the wood. Yeah, it's just not good.
It's like that Oaken Eden I've got with a spire in it. It's too woody. It's too much, man. It's
I've got one
overpowered.
Too.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Well, and my thing with pressure aging is what they did is they put it in a barrel for like 2 months just so they could call it bourbon, right? They can't call it straight bourbon, of course, but they can call it bourbon.
Yeah.
Then they put it in a pressure cooker and put wood in there with it, and then pressurize it and it makes it darker. It does, but it just does not help the flavor at all.
Like broasted chicken, pressurize it.
It tastes burnt. Yeah.
Cheeches, I've got a question for you, Jody.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw Cheech's question.
Oh,
do you like any of the wheated mash bills?
Oh yeah, I mean, I prefer rye in a bourbon just because you get more spice notes, you get more pepper notes. It's 7:15. See why I set?
Oh hell yeah!
Hang on, I'll stop that in a minute. Hang on. All right, we're gonna have to. There, I stopped my alarm. See, I would have gotten lost in All right, so let me do this. Y'all read them off now.
Well, there's that OG song.
OG songs on there.
Lazy Nate.
Lazy Nate TV.
Great shot.
All right, Mr. Great Shot.
Got Lone
Bam.
Star.
Oh,
Neighbor
Lone
Girl.
Star Lounge.
Got hunting and stuff with J&J.
All right, hunting and stuff gets a slash mark. Now, wait, I missed one. It was Neighbor Girl. There it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
The
Crazy
Groovy.
Ann. All right, where in the world did Crazy Ann go?
Dixie Normus. That's anybody got it.
Crazy Ann. Yeah.
Groovy.
All right, Groovy's in there. All right. And there's my mom.
Big Daddy
And,
H.
and that's my dad. There we go. Big Daddy H and Dixie Hawkins. That's my parents, by the way.
It's a sweet,
Awesome.
sweet couple right there.
They
Bless
watch
their
every week, even with their slow ass internet.
We miss anybody?
Don't think so. I'm looking
Not
back
yet.
through, but it'll go a little bit longer. I know I only marked a few names and I have like 15 watching. So if you want a chance to win that extraordinary nosing kit, all you have to do is type "put me in" and it's free. Get your name on the wheel.
Yep. Jody's mom. Yep.
And who just said hi to my parents is the craziest Norwegian I've ever came in contact.
That the whiskey nose fella.
Oh
he
yeah,
wants
Whiskey
in.
Nose, Cindy's jumping in there.
Yeah, you got Cindy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I had to remind myself. I say Cindy, and then I turn around and I forget it's Steam Fire and I.
Did you get her to twerk for you while she was over there, Marty?
All right, Cindy's in. and Whiskey
She's something
Nose.
else.
Yeah.
Are you even on the wheel, Whiskey?
Probably not.
No, I'm gonna have to.
But that's
we got
okay.
a
I
new
don't
one.
I don't have to.
Oh, you got it.
No, that's good people right there. I'm just telling you.
Oh yeah.
I got you on there. We got
Thank you,
I
Dad.
like having a new entry on the wheel
Mm-hmm.
because when I post, and Oji-san always talks about how professional I run this shop.
Oh yeah.
But I keep documents like of all the entries and everything, and I convert all this over, and I do a post on my community tab every week of, hey, here's the count, and but I have like of course I'm on a Mac, so it's pages, not Word, but I have them all in line, so I can just copy them and paste them onto the wheel of names.
Well, this is my whole Clouds and Stout show list tonight. That's how professional I am. I wrote it down and tacked it to the wall next to me.
That's
Came
called
prepared.
that's called Luddite.
Mm-hmm.
You use the old school method. It's called writing shit down with a thumbtack.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
As we were planning this thing, I just started marking down like I got to make this intro, I got to make this that. Man, I think I made like 10 videos today. So.
I'm gonna have to send you a Christmas present, Oji-san.
Oh, okay.
I know something that you would like. I love it. I love it for work. When I do handwritten notes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Now you have to buy the refills for it, but I'm gonna send.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And I don't expect anything in return except for maybe a couple of really good stouts or something.
Well, I may have a couple. I may have one or two laying around the place.
I want to find that bottle old your son's drinking tonight. That sounds so good. I just don't know if it's distributed around here.
It's you know how most of the stouts are either chocolate or coffee forward. This is fruit forward. It's real datey and fruity and raisin tasting. It's just it hits you from every direction, and it's awesome, man. It is hell, I want to say like 14%. It's up there. Let's see.
That's one thing.
I gotta get my eyes fixed. 11%. It's 11%.
That's still good, man.
It counts.
I mean, I sit around here and I'll drink 4 and 5 snifters of bourbon. That's like, but of course they're I pour over an ounce, when I'm doing this stream. I pour heavy, maybe about an ounce and a half to 2 ounces, somewhere along in there. But I'll sit here and drink this all night long, and I'm fine. Beer goes to my head a lot quicker.
No, these barrel-aged beers will get you.
Yeah.
That's what Groovy, he chugged those 2 16%ers last night on the Enlightenment show, and he was feeling that all night long. So.
Oh, yeah. See, Vanessa, up the road from my parents' house, they put fiber in. I mean, you can almost throw a rock and hit the place where it is, and they can't get it.
Yeah, and that sucks because the internet around here is horrible. That's what I've been on all these years, and now that I got this fiber, I couldn't do without it now.
It's 2021, almost 2022. There should be good internet everywhere.
Should be.
I know you can get the Starlink here now, but I know the setup is hella expensive on that. It's $500-600 to get set up on it. So,
well, here's one thing that really pisses me off is these cell phone companies. You pay for unlimited data.
Yeah.
And then you get these warnings when you're hitting your data limit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get all the data you want. They just didn't say what speed you're going to get it at.
Right. And then they say, oh, you still have unlimited data, but we may throttle you.
Yeah, we might. We just might.
But the thing is, it's not costing them a frick thing.
No, it's not costing them anything. It is not even noticeable on networks. It's just a freaking money grab, man.
That's it. And I told my parents the other night, I said, I bet one of these years they're going to come out with they have unlimited data plan and then unlimited ultra, or this time we're not kidding. Fuck yeah, it's unlimited, And then after that, it's like, no. This time we're really not kidding. Unlimited plan, It's like, and none of it costs them anything.
No. I almost like at least 100 meg internet. It should just be a nationwide thing at the very least.
I have never hardwired my phone with a router. Nope. I have not done that. But it sounds interesting. Because I know, I can turn Wi-Fi on, and when I reboot my phone, I'm with AT&T, they turn my Wi-Fi on. And I'll be trying to check messages and stuff, and they'll say, you don't have a connection. And I'm on my Wi-Fi. I turn it off, and I get on, the 4G, 5G, whatever, boom, and it works. And so they're saying, use Wi-Fi, but crap doesn't work on your phone, and I'm like, look, I'm about to switch because I know I can go to Verizon or whoever and they'll buy me out of this contract. I've been with them long enough.
Yeah. Go with whoever gets you the best service for the least amount of money.
Yeah. The only reason I have AT&T now is because out in Texas, when we moved out to what we call the property on the hill, we had 10 acres of land. We had no service. And I put a repeater, like a antenna, directional antenna. And I mean, I used some old military skills, and I calculated the angle of, from the map and everything. And I got up there and I, had my little compass thing up there, and I aimed it right toward the tower. And I got full bars, but you had to be inside the house in the living room to get full bars, But
I know,
it was nice though. But AT&T, it was only AT&T that worked.
When I called and canceled my CenturyLink, of course it took me an hour because they tried to talk me out of it and everything else. But I had that for 23 years out here. That's how long I've been with them.
Damn.
And dropped them like a hot rock as soon as I could.
Hell yeah. I mean, they don't care about you.
No. I love how they have the little script for the people to read, like, oh, you've been with us 23 years. Don't you want to keep it as a backup? And I'm like, for what?
Yeah. Your slow ass shit.
Yeah, no.
So maybe we can compare. I said, oh, can you give me 1 gig a pipe? And he's like, oh, no, I can give you 10 megs. I'm like, shit.
Now I can tell you at some point you're probably over juiced, with a gig, because I have like 400 megabits. That's what was available here. And I have not had a single problem. Now, I did have some problems when I first turned it on, and I had to go through and do some optimization. But once I went through and I got I don't ever use your ISP's DNS settings. Go find OpenDNS or I use Google DNS.
Yeah.
Because we have YouTube TV. I do a lot of YouTube stuff, and all that. So I use YouTube's dynamic name service, because if you don't understand what DNS is, the internet is made up of IP addresses. Okay. It's a number dot number dot number dot number. Okay. And back in the old school time when the internet was first starting up, you had to know someone's IP address and you could type it in and make that connection. After a while, people were like, well, people aren't going to remember 205.198.17.46, right? So they came up with dynamic naming servers that would do the translation for you. So you type in www. whatever, and in the relay, it is actually inserting said IP address for you. And what these things do with the ISPs is it's only as fast as what they optimize. And of course, if you use Google's DNS, and you can Google DNS, and it will give you the DNS settings, and you set your primary and secondary DNS on your router to Google, or you can use OpenDNS, which is fast as well, and it translates the shit faster, and it makes things run better. So anyway, that's just one little tech tip I'll give you for tonight. But
that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 65 megabits, Mr. Great Shot. I mean, you won't get, like, if you have even 450 or a gig and you do a speed test, if you're on wireless, you're never going to get the full speed, right? But 5 gigahertz is way better than 2.5 gigahertz, but the range isn't as far. So you have to be close to the router, and you can run you can connect at 5 gigabits or gigahertz, and then you'll get a lot faster. It'll probably even double. Well, I don't know, at 200 megabits, because I run maybe in the 140s over 5 gigahertz megabits per second, but that is plenty for this stuff, right? Now, when I jack into the line, I get way over 200, on a Cat 6 cable. But I mean, that's just, and using, going through and doing optimization, like the QoS settings on your router. If you don't know how and you're scared of your router, you just type in 192.168, either .0.1 or .1.1, depending on your router's IP address. You'll loop back and connect to your router. You log in with whatever the login is. If you haven't changed it, it's default. You need to change it, because I can drive by your house and take over your stuff. Yeah, I mean, you can go in there and look at QoS. And what I've done is given this laptop or this desktop here priority, and my Roku for my projection screen TV, I've given it priority, so that if the kids are upstairs gaming and they're trying to hog the network, they can't hog more than a certain percent of my stuff. So I'm always top dog on speed. But
that's right. You got to take over and make it yours.
Oh yeah, it's mine. I pay for it.
Damn right.
They're just along for the ride, man.
I love it. Oh man.
But I don't get any complaints.
Which one are you drinking on right now, Jody? You told me earlier and I can't remember.
Old Soul. Yeah, and for those of y'all who didn't join early, I'm drinking old bourbons tonight. I always have a theme. First one here is Old Soul. When I finish this little snifter, I'm going to move on to Old Elk, and it stopped put me in time. Let me do that right quick. Booyam. Now, Old Elk, and then I'm going to end the night. Well, maybe not. Old Forester 1920, because it's the best Old Forester that they come out with. So, and I was able to grab this backup bottle right here. That's Old Forester 1920 as well, and I have almost. Well, I still have shoulders on the bottle here, so I'm a happy guy.
This one here, Jody, we picked up at the distillery, and it's probably the best one I've ever had.
117. Yeah, series. I haven't had that one.
It's hard to get, apparently, and I didn't know it. And yeah, it's I need to study up more about it, but yeah, it's solid.
All right. Well, if it's better than 1920, man, I don't know if I want to try it, because if I tried it and I can only get it in Louisville, I'd be driving back and forth to Louisville a lot.
Yeah, that was one of those that I've had a bunch of offers for, and I'm like, dadgone, really? I didn't know it was that great. But it is good. I do really like it.
Oh, dude, the last offer, when I landed that, Oji-san helped me land that bottle, because, he took me to one of his honey holes there in Fort Smith, and they knew him, and that guy came out grinning like a Cheshire cat, and he produced that Elijah Craig 18. And I bought that there, and I had people offering me hundreds of dollars for that bottle. And finally, the guy kept offering me more and more, and I finally messaged him on Instagram, and I said, look, I already busted it open. So he stopped after that, because he wanted it unopened.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But I don't buy bourbon to sell. I buy it to drink.
Yeah. Nope. We don't do reviews to sell it, do we? That's what I've told people.
No, I do this so that maybe because certain bourbon or certain liquor stores you go into, the bourbon section can be daunting. And unlike us, like, we spend a lot of money on these whiskeys, and we budget for that. And we go in and we know we're not going to bat 1,000, and we are fully prepared to go in and buy stank ass shit so that we can tell you what it is, so you don't make the same mistake, right? And we're not making a mistake. We're doing it on purpose. Because we want to give you an honest review of it. Now, at the same time, people's tastes vary. It's a personal experience. There might be stuff I tell you that I didn't care for that you may love, but I like heavier bourbons. I like higher proofs. I like more flavor. I like spicier. I like the higher rye content, but I have wheaters as well sitting on the shelf, and I drink them right along with everything. Sure. But there's a preference, and then there's that. And the way I look at it is, I dated a whole bunch of people before I got married, and there was a whole bunch of them I enjoyed, but I wasn't going to stick with them forever. But some of these bourbons I'm going to buy over and over and over again.
Hey, Moose.
Like what's that?
The Moose is here, Alex.
Oh, all right. There we go. Cheers.
Yeah. I'm a bad influence, no doubt, man.
Hey, but I tell you what, though, what we do is we try to let you know what our favorites are, and if you ever buy something that I say, oh, this is fantastic, and you don't care for it, I still bring, like, in my reviews, I'll say, now, if you like such and such, you're really going to like this, or stuff like that. And I know that not everybody has the same taste. I agree. And I did one video with my next door neighbor, and he doesn't know a lot at all about bourbon. And so I call it Behind the Bourbon Table, and we shot it in full VR 180. I mean, if you have the visors, it looks like you're sitting there, live studio audience or whatever. And we're going back and forth about, well, what makes this and what makes that, because for me, if you ask me, hey, teach someone about computers, well, where do I start? You know, and it's the same way with bourbon. And so I thought it would be neat, but it's gotten some pretty good views, but it hasn't gotten the comments, because I'm like, hey, if this is what y'all want, let me know. And I'll do more, because it was like a pilot episode, but it hasn't really taken off like I thought it would. Because I've had a lot of people wanting to know and say, walk us through. So, hey, there it is. If you like it and want to see more of it, go let me know.
That's right. Yeah, but even if you don't like it, I like hearing no. I like people telling me it didn't sit well with me, or I got too much chocolate or something. I like knowing. It makes what we do fun. So yeah.
Well, and one thing I will
bad notes. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite phrases is, there's nothing off-putting about this bourbon, right? Which means it's not wowing me, but it's not watery. It's not bitter. It's not stank, And so if you like because some people may want to start with these like really moderate, like iced tea, barely above that flavors, because they're trying to work their way up. And if that's the case, get you some lead slinger, get you some, these little 80 proofs, and start working your way up.
Yeah. Cheech, I read that now. I see where Jackie did the blending on that. Or she selected it on these Old Forester 117 series.
Oh yeah.
Warehouse K's. Yeah.
Yeah, I like thick legs, crazy. Ian.
I'll have to do a review on that one soon.
Yep. I like the oils in the bourbons. It coats the tongue. And you know what? Oil, if you don't know, is a vessel for flavor, right? Oil
and age.
Yeah, oil in and of itself, like olive oil, you can get a really good olive oil, and there's some good flavor there. But when you add those herbs into it, it enhances those herbs and spices and stuff. All right, we have someone in the basement. Hang on, I got to play this.
How do squirrels find their nuts?
They're right here, dumbass. I cracked myself up.
Ahoy!
All right,
ahoy!
Back.
Hey, buddy. You look good.
Yeah.
I literally just I went upstairs, took a bath. I just had to soak for a little bit. So I was Jody, I was watching you while I was taking a bath. I was talking to you.
See now. Yeah. Oh,
and then I took a shower and then I came down. But
make my mouth water over here.
So how's everybody's day?
So far, so good, man.
I'm looking forward to
drink something that I've never drank before, and I'm going off of Cindy's recommendation. Going after some Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
the Santori whiskey.
Yep, I like the Hibiki a little bit better, but that one's good.
Ahoy, everybody!
This is the best I've ever had.
Nika
oh, whiskey. the Naka, yeah.
Yeah, but so I didn't have to go into work until noon today. So I got done last night. I don't remember what time because I don't remember. And next thing I know, my wife and daughter are getting downstairs. They're getting ready to go to school and work. And I was like, okay. I was like, I don't want to be up there till noon, so I'm gonna take another nap. I have to be there at noon. I woke up at 11:45, and I was like, shit. Made it though.
Yeah, I was talking earlier. I said I got up. I went to bed. I think 1 or 1:30, and I got up 5 minutes before my 8 a.m. meeting, but I had a blank slot on my calendar after that, so I ran upstairs and took a shower after that meeting.
Oh yeah, I definitely did the quickest like electric razor shave as I was on my way into work. Like I just threw my uniform on so quick.
Yeah, the good thing I like now is I'm 100% work from home remote, so everything's in my house.
What's up, Jimmy?
What's up?
The only bad part is I set my home office up right over here, and I get to stare at these bourbons all day.
That would be rough.
It's very light.
All right, old elk, take me places. For those of y'all who are just joining, I'm drinking. My theme for tonight is old. I'm drinking Old Soul, Old Elk, and Old Forester 1920.
I don't know if I got any
I
old.
thought you were just saying that you were old. I thought that's what you meant by that.
Well, yeah, that's why tonight is fitting. And what's funny is I look at my demographics, like my subscribers and everything, and my average viewer's age is like 21 to like 35 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you know where the majority of my viewers come from? Australia. Most of my watch time comes from Australia.
Mine used to be India, but now the United States, since I started doing the live streams, has way overtaken India.
Well, I heard the interview went well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it went well. We're interviewing 2 more people tomorrow, and these were like, of course, before we do interviews, we go through the resumes and we knock people out, without even talking to them.
Right.
Overqualified, underqualified, whatever, and we try to narrow it down so that we don't, because I don't have a lot of time to spend an hour, talking to folks. But we picked 4 for this position. But even if all of them are great, even if we don't fill this immediate position, I got confirmation today. I'm hiring 3 more of the same position in January. So
Lone Star City kept waiting on you to grab a whiskey.
yeah,
during the
no, I
interview.
wasn't gonna do that.
The only thing I got anything on the shelf is my old Humble.
Man, I wish I could get that. I can't get it here.
Old Tub. I've got Old Tub, Old Elk.
Oh, I have Old Tub. I have Old Nick Williams. I could have picked some other
Old
things.
Granddad's. Old Forester. Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to think what else.
And I have 3 more or 3 or 4 more Old Foresters back
I forgot
behind
about
me.
my Old Forester. That's what I should have grabbed. Damn it.
Well, see, but I went to my honey hole here and I grabbed this bottle of Old Forester 1920, so it's unopened. And check this out, Groove. I got almost a full bottle here, so I can actually drink it now.
Nice. Hold on just a sec. I got a phone call. My dad's calling.
Awesome. So DMCKY, I saw them on here earlier, and then we did the Put Me In.
Prescription bourbon.
And they didn't type Put Me In, so they're not on the wheel. Oh, the old Humble. Oh, yeah. Okay. I will do that. The problem is, though, it depends on how technically correct someone wants to be. Because technically, no, actually, literally, it's illegal to ship whiskey to addresses in North Carolina.
Yeah, people drive them. They just drive them all the way across the country to me. That's how I get all this stuff. So.
Now you can ship anything to Arky Darky, Arkansas.
Yeah, my dad was like, "What's the topic tonight?" Like, I was like, "Well, you just gotta watch."
Jerry J, welcome.
So, Groovy, that last video I slapped together for you, you dug that, didn't you? I bet you did.
The thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, I learned from Oji-san. Every time Oji-san does something, I start looking at. I'm like, Adobe Premiere Pro should be able to do this, and but God, and it does. You know that facial transition thing I did for Phil on the intro. That's all Adobe Premiere Pro, and I keep saying Adobe. The only limitation to Adobe Premiere Pro is you.
No, man.
I'd say, yeah, that's why I don't use it yet.
Yeah.
I probably
It's
need to
not that
dive
sharp.
into it. Yeah. I need to get it and dive into it. I've used it a long time ago. It's been 20 years since I think when it first started coming out, it's when I used it.
Yeah, I was really researching when I was doing the VR 180. When I first started, Adobe Premiere Pro was the best option out there for it.
I believe I was making AVIs with it. That's how long ago it was when I was using it.
But it will encode VR side by side, left eye on top, right eye on top, whichever. It'll encode it all and get it ready for YouTube.
All right, so last night, I remember the first like 20 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything that's gonna get me in trouble, did I?
No. I cut you off twice. I shut you up a couple times because you were fixing to.
Okay.
All right, Cindy.
That's why we got teams now.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to kick you off your own goddamn stream here in a second. Like, I have my hand on the button.
Hey, you made me this way. You gave me the power, you know.
Well, that's why we did it. Both of us are notorious for that shit. So.
I'm gonna hear Jimmy one day just say, "All right, let me tell you a story about Marcel that nobody needs to know," and I'm just gonna be like, "Click." No.
I just saved you, man.
Saved your ass, boy.
Oh man, you would have been in a lot less trouble back in the day if we had this back in the
no
day.
Shit. No shit.
When I'm
man.
like, Jimmy, no. Fuck that. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Good. This bottle's still half full.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, man. And this is total honesty. I have had a really, really hard time in life making friends, like because I'm so critical of people.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this YouTube community thing and all of these like things where we get into stuff behind us, the backstage and all that. And you come to realize that not everybody has to think exactly like you. I have built way more of camaraderie with people since I've started this.
But that's kind of been on, I know my goal. And when I met Groovy, we were of the same mindset on that. It's just, we have heated conversations. And last night was a prime example, even in the after party. It got heated, but we're all still friends.
Wait, it got heated last night?
It did a little bit, yeah.
Did I get heated?
Yes, you did. Yes.
I don't even remember that.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this shit because I never go back and watch it.
I probably wouldn't.
It's still up though, so
yeah. It was good. I was in the middle of going in and out because my son-in-law was sick and we were watching kids and he was coming home from the hospital and but yeah, the parts I was catching, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Jim Beam honey is just as sweet. All of the honeys they taste like wild honey.
I'm not gonna lie. The Santori, I'm not. Maybe it's just the first pour. I'm not.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, sometimes, man, it's just not doesn't taste good. It's a Coke and Pepsi thing. I like Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have shelf envy.
I had that Stellum.
Yeah,
the Stellum, and like I have it. It's in that decanter, and I just poured it in the decanter just so I could have something in the decanter because I will never drink that. I think that stuff is horrible. I don't like it. And that was one of the first ones, like not the $40, $50 bottle. That was like a $80, $89 bottle, and I was like, this is horrible. I just don't care for it.
I'm gonna have to get some LED lights and do like street racing lights underneath my shelves or something, because I have over 100 bourbons behind me, and only like 2 or 3 bottles are the same. Like I have dupes, and they're down at the bottom where you can't see them. So all of this stuff you see behind me is all individual. There's no duplicates up there.
Wow.
And I'm blocking over half of it.
Those are nice shelves. I've got one shelf. I think I'm down to about 25 different whiskeys and bourbons up there.
Yeah.
I've got
But I do
four.
tend to empty
I've got
them out
4 or
quick.
5 right now.
I'm like, Groovy, if I like it, it's going to be an empty bottle. I will honor you with this empty bottle.
Well, at some point, though, you get so many behind you that you could drink on them for years and never buy another one, and that's pretty much, I mean, I know I see all those Old Elks up there. I mean, I like Old Elk just fine, and this is really, really good. I'm drinking it right now, the blended straight bourbon whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good whiskey, but it's not like Calumet 15.
No, it's not. It's lower. It's their lower end. I feel the same way. And then I've got the sherry cask finish bottle of Old Elk up there, and it's unbelievable.
That Calumet, that was my C bottle, was it not, Jody? I believe it was.
Yes, that was the one I sent you.
Well,
Which year was it, Jody? Was that 14 or 15?
The one I have over here, I would have to check.
I think you got the
I bought
15.
it
I
in
remember
Louisville
looking
not too long
online.
ago. The Calumet 15, batch size 19 barrels, big rack number, 105 proof. This does not have a date on it.
Does it have a barrel date?
No. I'm looking. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see a.
You got the 14.
Yeah, you got yeah.
That was undeniable when I got into that C dram on that. Like, it was undeniable about how much better it was than the others.
Oh, this is velvet right here. It's also freaking expensive, but well, I say that, and then people buy.
No, you're right. It
$600
is.
bottles of scotch. It wasn't that much.
Mm.
Now this is a true statement right here. Hibiki is one of the best Japanese blended, and they can't call it Scotch because it's not from Scotland, but they studied a la Scotch style.
That's good stuff, man.
Groovy's checking out the show layout right now. That's why I had turned my StreamYard off. He was playing stuff on mine. I was like, where the hell is that coming from? I was
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. That's good now. You can play all you want.
I might have to use some of these after the stream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some of them's nice. You must be watching the outro.
All right, boys, I'm going to bail out for a little bit so I can catch the show here shortly.
All right.
I'm going to get something to eat.
See you over there, man.
Hell yeah.
Guys, see y'all soon.
Rock on. I will be doing another Put Me In here soon. I'm not going to. I've been waiting on the secret word, but it hasn't come up yet.
Was there hints?
I have hard secret words. Like, they're not likely to come up.
Have you given hints?
Not yet.
No.
Well, then how the fuck are we supposed to know this word if you don't
Bocce
give
balls.
Well, I mean, I'm always listening for it, but
Abracadabra, fire truck, race car, red, blue.
I'll tell you
purple,
what,
pink.
two of the things that you just said are close to what the secret word.
So it's fire truck or race car. So let's go with Lamborghini. Let's go with Ferrari.
Nah, it's not that. But
Oh,
Ambulance. I don't know.
I might have needed one yesterday. And yes, Cindy, I got the Toki, and not a fan. But I'm gonna drink it. Don't get me wrong, I paid for it, so I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah. It's like the Wolf Moon, man. I choked down on more than half that bottle last night. I was like, I'm drinking it. I don't care. But
And Jerry, it's 190 days in a wake up.
Hell yeah.
That's the count. How many days left?
Cindy said
Cindy said
Corvette.
Corvette.
Is it
Calls-
a Cadillac? Is it a Cadillac? A Cadillac?
No, it is a vehicle,
Oh.
A forklift?
and it is red.
A
Typically,
backhoe.
it's red, and it's not in this country.
Ski lift, trolley.
We have trolleys. San Francisco has
San Francisco.
I can't believe Groovy considers that part of this country.
We accept dum-dums in the country.
A red vehicle, not in this country. Man. Wow.
It's tall.
A double-decker bus.
That's it. That was it. And I was going to accept multiple things. So we're gonna say now this is shorter. This is only 5 minutes of it. So we're gonna do a 5-minute put me in. I'm gonna take my phone. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. Start. Bam.
Oh.
Check it out.
Look at
Okay.
Chad and Cindy both said it right before you said it.
Yeah.
Oh,
on.
double decker.
All right,
Hunting
so
stuff.
hunting stuff. Then you have Lone Star.
Lone Star.
Then you have me, Groovy.
Groovy. It's
Then steam fried rice.
Yep. Steam fried rice. Yeah.
DMCKY.
God, I can never find her on here. Oh, there it is. Bam. Okay.
DMCKY.
Oh, check it out. New. Oops. A new entry.
Lazy Nate.
Lazy Nate.
Mayberry.
Mayberry.
Mayberry's on a hot streak.
Neighbor Girl.
Okay, I'm gonna mark Neighbor Girl. I need to find Mayberry. There it is. Bam.
Big Daddy H.
Oh yeah. All right.
And Mr. Great Shot.
All right.
That's all for right now.
Hell yeah.
I know Mr. Great Shot's on here. Oh, there it is. Bam.
Maybe this is one I'll have to mix with something. Oh, Peppers and Kentucky Living.
Oh, Peppers and Kentucky Living.
I think I might have to mix this with like some Mountain Dew or something, man, to choke this down.
Mountain Dew, you will usually get the nastiest of nasty whiskeys down your gullet.
Well, Jerry, that's because I got plenty of sleep today. I literally I went to work I was there for like 15, 20 minutes. They talked to us and they released us. I stopped at Chipotle, ate a steak burrito, and then passed out until I had to go get Devin. So yeah, I slept today.
And I even tried. I was like, man, you told me you was going to leave at 10. You're like, I'm fucking fine.
I'm fine.
Say that.
Huh?
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You said, I ain't no bitch.
I'm here for the long haul. Yeah. That's
I was like, all right. And then I was like, Chad, you got this, Chad? And Chad's like, yeah, I think so. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right. What is up, Saucy Shane? The heart of
Saucy.
Stouts.
Did you put me in? Type put me in. You got 2 minutes.
See, but y'all could have said like, I just got butt naked and ran around my house, and I'd have to believe you because I have no idea what happened.
We were showing a lot of nipples last
Well,
night.
you weren't completely naked. You had a sloth on your whacker.
Was it a
No, I'm
hanger?
kidding.
That sloth looked so like uncomfortable too. Like,
How did I go off the rails? I'm gonna have to watch this shit. God damn it.
Every time people have told me about those streams, I never go watch them. I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. I can't watch it.
I don't even remember going to Chad's channel. Okay. I really
I
do
remember going. I don't remember when I left.
I don't remember our
Oh, there
stream
it is.
ending. I don't
Saucy
even remember
Shane.
half of our argument.
We
Or
gotta have
discussion.
we need like a code word, like hippopotamus or something. That means kick me off the stream because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Gotcha, Sauce.
Saucy's out there taking a bait break.
Yep.
Saucy, I bet he's gonna get his hands on some good beer working at that liquor store.
I might be getting my BCSs tomorrow.
Oh man, getting them early. I'll just have to run up to Fort Smith, be like, "Hey, Chase,
But
all my buddies are getting this shit early,
Nope.
man."
but I'm not opening or drinking anything until it releases.
Again,
I want y'all to know how professional I try to be for your pre-party. I don't drink a drop of anything until I start the live.
Yeah, me
we've
too.
usually had a good running start before everything. So
Yeah, that's my first sip of the day. Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Well, there's a reason you call it drunk philosophers.
yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, those are some of my most favorite things to do. Though I love those streams.
Okay, yeah, it works better with Mountain Dew because it tastes
All right.
horrible by itself.
There. We had another put me in.
Hell yeah. I'm telling y'all, if you win that sniffing kit, nosing kit, it's really will change the way you look at these things or taste them.
And for the record, everywhere in the world it's called a nosing kit except Arkansas. It's called a sniffing kit.
It's a sniffing. Check out my sniffing kit, girl.
That's what you call it, Jimmy.
That's right.
Why does it smell like fried bologna? Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Fried bologna is the shit now.
Yeah, but not the smell.
Bologna.
It tastes delicious, but frying up bologna does not smell good at all.
Smells like boiled eggs and fried bologna down there, sir.
Well, Big Daddy H and I had this idea one time, and we went and bought this thing of bologna. Like the whole big
old Petty Jean bologna. Yeah,
the giant penis bologna, and we scored it all the way around until it made diamonds.
yeah,
all in it. And then we smoked the heck out of it on a Bradley smoker.
Yeah.
And then we sliced it, and then we fried it, and then we put it on the sandwich. It's a lot of work, but it was really good. If you like fried bologna sandwich.
I do like a fried bologna anything.
I mean, it's one of those things I eat maybe once a year or maybe even 2 years, but because cholesterol and all that, but I will eat it sometimes.
So everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of Christmas, but the one thing I do love about the Christmas season is how readily available summer sausage is.
Oh yeah,
everywhere. It's like, it's Christmas time. I can always tell because there's summer sausages and cheese.
Oh, Big Daddy H, if you're still watching, what's that store we went to in it was south of Hillsboro toward Waco. It was Check Stop. That's what it was. Sorry. I figured it out. CZECH, Check Stop in Arkansas or in Texas, south of Hillsboro, north of Waco, up in there somewhere. Gosh, that was the best summer sausage cheese.
Cindy said bologna makes you horny, according to Loretta Lynn.
It depends on what you're looking for, I guess.
No. Yeah, it's about time. My brother just dropped off like 20 pounds of deer meat.
Ooh, I
I
love me some deer
need to
meat.
get somebody to make some summer sausage out of that for me.
I'll tell you what. Now in Texas, I grew up in Arkansas, and we deer hunted. We thought it was like really really good, right? And then we went to Texas and we killed a bunch of deer, and they eat those mesquite pods.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how like you corn feed things or you feed them certain things to for a while, and it flavors the meat. That was the sweetest deer meat in Texas. That I mean, it is so good.
It's all acorns up here. That's all they eat. Or the corn people feed them.
There's a lot of like where my grandparents were, like peanuts, man. They eat a lot of peanuts. Peanut fields.
Oh, I bet that'd be good too.
Oh, it's good.
I saw
Now,
a
Cindy,
video of a deer eating a rabbit today. Have you ever seen that?
wow,
No.
There's a video of a deer eating a rabbit.
Does
eating
it have that weird zombie deer disease, whatever?
I don't know, but it just straight up got a half a rabbit in its mouth, chewing the hell out of it.
Like
Golly.
savage as fuck, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cindy, I have seen Coal Miner's Daughter, but I was not focused on what made Sissy Spacek horny.
I do remember that movie. It was old school Sissy Spacek in that, yeah.
Rat cheese. What the fuck is rat cheese?
Oh, it's rat cheese is like a sharp cheddar, but it's like not Wisconsin Southern, like the hoop, the big waxy red cheese. He calls it rat cheese. And the reason he calls it rat cheese is because it's the typical cheese you would put on a rat trap.
That's what peanut butter's for. Works better than cheese every time.
Oh, yeah, it does.
I like the sticky traps, man. I'm a big fan of the sticky traps now.
It's because you want to put them out of their misery yourself because they annoyed you so much.
Yeah, I got a nice.
Like, I just like a big rock and I just drop it on top of them. And just like to hear them pop. Yeah.
I'll tell you something that works really, really well in those like traps that have the trap door that traps them.
Mm-hmm.
Is dog food. You just throw a couple of pieces of dog food in there. It has a pungent odor.
Yeah. It's that time of year here. I gotta put all kinds of mouse poison under the house and everything because they're all coming in for the winter.
Well, get rid of that shit before next October.
I got so many field mice and field rats out here.
It's a deer apocalypse.
That's what cats are for, man.
I do have a couple of feral cats that live out in my barn. They do a good job.
You need one. You need an inside cat.
No.
White. So deer has white meat. Is that the other white meat? Oh, okay. Never mind. White tail deer.
I like white tail deer meat. I just get like little patties and chicken, fry it up, and then get the grease and everything and make a gravy out of the grease, just some milk and flour. Oh,
yeah, just let that all simmer together. And
then you just get pieces of bread and you make gravy bites too with that.
Oh, the axis. Yeah, okay.
Tear apart the bread and make a pile and just get that gravy and just pour it over the bread. Just eat just like that. So good.
Making me
I had to go back and look for Mr. Great Shot's other comment. He said it's close to beef, but looks like a young deer. Yeah, the axis deer, they're smaller, but I shoot them through the heart either way. I don't care how big they are. I don't do that anymore, by the way. I don't hunt anymore, only because it's a lot to clean a deer. And back when I was doing it, we had a side by side, and a winch, and we could go over a tree, and we had all the stuff, and all of that. When I left, in order for me to get back into deer hunting, I'm so spoiled. I want the big equipment and all that, and when I add up the dollars it would take for me to get back into hunting again, I'm like, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just too lazy to get up and sit my ass in the cold woods in the morning. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've deer hunted.
Well, Big Daddy H can tell you about the last place we leased. We had a hunt house, like on the lease, and we would sit in the house, and we had a heater behind us, and we would open the windows up and from the corner of the house, and we could see like up the hill, and we sat right there, and I used every freaking tag in my license.
Cool. Right here off my front porch is Deer Central. So
We used to build. We had box blinds that we had up on stilts and stuff. Like we actually built it. My dad, my grandfather, and me. And it was great, man. Go up there because he had the windows. You just undid the little latch and it went up, and it was so high up. And you had to be very careful. We had carpet in there, so it insulated a little bit, and then we had a little heater thing. So Texas and mid-December at 4 a.m, it's cold as shit. You turn that on, just put in a dip, and you're ready to go.
There it is.
well, I've always I used to blind a little bit, but most of the time I just go sit under a tree and wait for daylight. I go out there before daylight when it's real nice and pitch black dark, and I just sit there till it turns daylight.
Well, we did pit blinds too when we had in the middle of the peanut fields. Like we would do it on the edge of the peanut field. We'd dig a pit blind right there and have we'd make like grass barriers and like little camo netting around it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we had a hunting lease. We had that hunting lease, and we tried to bow hunt with the crossbows, and we bought the really good crossbows and the fiber bolts and all that junk, and nice broadheads and all that. And we built these like plywood, like 3/4, it's hollow in the back. And we'd go out and just have like a lawn chair or something, like a outdoor chair. And we would just sit in there, and we had the thing cut out, and it was wide enough that you could aim and shoot, and the deal wouldn't hit the sides. What we didn't think about, that only works if you're shooting straight ahead. If you're trying to aim over here, bam. And that's what Dad did. He tried to shoot a deer, and he was tracking it, and he shot, and the edge of the bow,
Blind.
it hit, and it threw the arrow, off, and he missed. But I actually hit one. But the first time we were out there, we got there like Oji-san said. You get there before daylight, and you have the light of the 4-wheeler or we had a Yamaha thing, and I could see how to get in there, sit down. But you can't see shit. He drives off, goes back to his stand, and you can hear everything when you're hunting because you're focused on every little thing.
It can get scary as shit, actually.
Yeah, but I'm hearing
I know I'm sitting here with a gun and I can fuck something up, but after a while, in a pit blind, man, because we had like wild boar and stuff out there too, wild hogs and stuff, and
yeah,
if you hear something up close, and there was one time I was sitting in a pit blind, and we had a deer that came almost, because I didn't even see it, I didn't hear it because it was the sand. It's pretty much sand that the peanuts are in. It's not like topsoil. Did not even hear it come up. It came within 5 feet of my blind to my right side, and I just hear the the huff they did when it recognized I was, and it took the fuck off, scared the living shit out of me. I didn't hear a peep out of that thing until it was too close on me. I was like, oh no. But I have gone up in tree stands where I have got up there too early, and I kind of fell asleep, and I have fallen out of a tree stand because I fell asleep, and I fell into this giant briar patch pit or whatever.
Well, the first time I was sitting in a stand, it sounded like a freaking grizzly bear was walking up behind me because you're listening for every little thing, and you lose perspective of how loud or whatever it is. And I hear this crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch, and I'm like, shit, it's behind me. And then finally I realized I thought, damn, it's walking out behind me, and it was almost light enough to see, and I ease around like this, to look without, I'm moving really slow, and I don't see anything, and I hear this crunch, and I look down, and it's a skunk.
Oh,
And
shit.
this skunk walked into my blind, big three-sided thing, walks in front of my feet, wiggling around, shaking this little tush, walks back out, and then walks out in front of, and I could see it walking away. And I was like, because I did not want that.
I bet you quit breathing. That's
Man, I
probably as
was the
still as you've ever
quietest
been.
I've ever been in my life. And you know how you're trying not to move, and then nothing was on your mind. Nothing was bothering you before that. But all of a sudden, there's this little waggle butt skunk and right in front of you, and there's like a foot between you and the wall of the stand. And all of a sudden, my knee starts hurting, and then my hip starts hurting. And then all this stuff, and I'm like, hurry up and get the fuck out of here, you little skunk.
Oh, that would suck if you got sprayed inside of them blind like that.
I would have been like just running across the freaking field.
The skunk would not have made it. I'm just going to tell you, it wouldn't have been worth it for the skunk. But
I would have smelled bad, but he would not have been able to smell it because he'd be dead as fuck. I wouldn't even use my gun. I'd just stomp on him.
That's like them damn old fox squirrels. You'll swear there's a Sasquatch walking up behind you, and they'll be in the leaves behind you, and they'll pop up right next to you.
There was one moment when that skunk was right in front of me because my bow was propped against the side of the wall of the stand. I had both hands empty. And one moment I thought, if they can't lift their tail, they can't spray. So do I grab the tail and push down and grab it by the nape of the neck? No, I thought better and I let it go.
That's not a good thinking process to have right there.
If I stick my finger in its ass, it can't spray.
I violated a skunk.
What were you doing? I was trying to get rid of its anal glands.
I can see Big Daddy H. Oh, son.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. But what got me, though, is it came in and it hung around for a little while, and it was, foraging or whatever, and then it went on. But, man, when it's right in front of you, right there, it's like, 30 seconds of that seems like 30 minutes.
Hey, Raven.
But I've hunted like most of my life growing up until I joined the military, and I've hunted a couple times after. But out of all the times I've been deer hunting, I've never got a deer ever.
Oh.
I don't get me wrong, I've seen deer.
Yeah.
I've shot at deer.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never got a deer because I get buck fever bad. So the same tree that I fell out of when I fell asleep, I get not just buck fever, just deer fever. And it's weird because like any other animal I've ever hunted, like no problem, turkey hunting, all that stuff, no issues. But I'm sitting there and it's a pecan tree, a giant pecan tree. And there's a pecan, it's in the pecan grove, and there's like this big peanut field. And then there's another wood line on the other side. The deer comes out and it is a huge buck. I'm talking like 16 points. Like,
damn.
I got excited, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to steady myself, I put my foot, because there's another branch, I put my foot on the branch so I can kind of aim. And as I'm counting the antlers, my foot starts shaking so bad, pecans start dropping off of the fucking branch. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, and I stopped. And luckily it didn't, nothing. And the deer walked straight up, and I was not confident enough to go for either, the Ford heart shot or even the Texas heart shot from going right in the asshole through the front.
Yeah, that's the Texas heart shot. Yeah.
Just because I if I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna make sure I actually kill it. I don't want to hurt it or anything. Like, I want to make sure I have a perfect shot, which to this day I kind of regret because I should have shot that motherfucker.
Well, you don't want somebody to see what we would do when I was growing up at the deer camp. You would get your shirt tail cut off if you shot at a deer and missed it.
Yep.
They would just walk up behind you, grab your shirt, and chunk, and cut your shirt tail off. Then you got this.
I just couldn't get it to turn broadside either way. And I tried to do the whistle, just try to get it to stop, turn a little bit, and it was broadside maybe a second and a half and took off, went the other way, and I was like, oh. But even just to see that and to like just experience it, my buck fever was strong that day. I could have probably shaken that whole tree to the fucking ground. I was like, oh.
Yeah, this is me right here. You know why I used all my tags? Because I shot a bunch of damn does. Because you can't eat horns.
Yeah,
They're not good for shit.
Well, I've never had it. I've never got a doe. I've seen them. I just never got it.
Well, I tell you what, next year you'll show up probably right at gun season here. We'll get you a deer, man, because we're infested with deer here.
All right, I have somebody in the basement.
I'll bring
and
my
I do not have an intro, but I will just say, here come Lone Star.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
You ready for your CNS premiere tonight, man?
I am ready. I took a couple. I did write some notes down just so that way I don't stumble over.
I bet all day long, Chad's like, "Holy shit, he's been working on this all day." Like,
yeah, I know. You started post video. I was like, "Oh my god!" But it's going to be funny because everybody thinks I'm going to be talking about sports. I'm like, yeah, you're sadly mistaken.
I took your list, I took your videos, and I augmented it a little bit. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Cool.
Man, I tell you what, holy freaking moly. I just poured the Old Forester 1920. After those other two bourbons were fine. This kills them. God, I love this stuff.
I wish I had some more of that.
With the Old
Forester. I came across that one because 21090 was doing some other Old Forester. I think it was a 1910 or something, and that was the only one I could find, so I got it, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I love that 115 proof. I mean, it does me wrong later, but it's fine right now.
Oh, look at Chad. Look at his vape, man. He's throwing some clouds.
I told you, I went got new coils today and everything.
So. Damn. What are you vaping on? Well, no, hold it. Save
that.
Yeah. See, I thought about doing that. I wouldn't inhale or anything, but I was thinking about doing it just so I could blow in this glass and have like a smoky bourbon.
I tell you, it does change the flavor profile on some of this stuff.
I just need to get me a proper stout glass. I have just normal pints. I don't have a proper. I mean, I do have a stout glass, but it's in storage. But I just need to get a.
You can get a set of them for like $7. The plastic ones, like I use, because I'm a klutz and I drop shit all the time. But they're like $6 on Amazon.
Okay. I get these at Walmart for $10.
Yeah,
because I'd rather have these than the Glencairn. But see, Jody, what you do, you blow the smoke in there and see how it just sits in there.
Yep.
You can actually pull a lot of flavor of the whiskey or the stouts and stuff you're drinking, then just
suck it back up.
All
right. So good. Now I am going to get I'm going to break down and buy another bottle of Booker's that comes in the cedar, box with the little plastic thing that slides up.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Only so I can smoke some bourbon. And you cut a little hole, you drill a little hole in the back of that Booker's cedar box, and you run a hose in, and you get the little smoker deal, and it pumps the smoke over in that box, and you can set a glass in there and smoke some of the bourbons. And I'm going to do probably pecan, and I'll try different woods, with it.
I think it would be better with mesquite than it would be with pecan.
Well, it depends. I think Long Branch I would use mesquite to smoke the Long Branch because it was mesquite filtered, charcoal filtered. But I don't know. I would try different woods.
Pecan's a light wood though, so it wouldn't have that distinct flavor. That's what I'm saying. Like the mesquite and stuff, you would actually be able to taste the difference.
Yeah, mesquite's a little sweet.
See, everybody, I may not know a bunch about whiskey. I know a little bit about wood.
A little bit about that's what was that movie with Snoop Dogg about the golfing? And he goes, "Man, you know a lot about golf." He said, "Yeah, I know even more about grass."
About grass.
How is it? I don't like it. I really don't. I don't like the Santori whiskey Toki. I
No,
don't.
sir. I don't like it.
But
Actually,
I'm drinking it because I bought it. I'm just mixing it with Mountain Dew so I can get it down. So
I actually went to a whiskey bar when I was in Shreveport a couple months back, and they had some little thing where they could actually create. It's like they'd put wood in this little canister or whatever, and they would get real hot. They would put a torch to it, get it real hot, and they would leak the smoke into the old fashioned. And it had that hickory type smoke. You could put whatever type of wood you wanted in there.
Yeah.
They made the old fashioned taste like something I've never had before. I mean, you get the old fashioned, then you get that smoke on top of it. It's really good. Yeah,
there's a place in Nashville, and I can't remember the name of the place right now, but it's like they have the meat boards. You can get the the dried.
This charcuterie board or something.
Yeah, that shit. But they had what they called a basil old fashioned, and it had a basil leaf on top, but it was obviously smoked. Like they would smoke the whole thing. That was the best old fashioned I've ever had.
Yeah.
Jamie, did you put the link in Cloud and Stouts?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I just don't like it myself. Some people said they like it. It's just not my thing. So don't
Which one?
base it up. The Santori whiskey that I'm drinking right now.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I don't like
Hibiki.
it. Some people say they like it. It's just not my thing.
I think Hibiki's better. We were talking about the worst whiskey on our shelf earlier, and I think it's Monkey Shoulders on my shelf because I have a Jura Dalmore, a Glenmorangie. They beat the shit out of Monkey Shoulders.
Shane said he sold his first bottle of Glenmorangie today, and he was laughing his ass off thinking about it.
Yep.
I'm not
Stellum
drinking
is my worst whiskey, bourbon, whatever.
I'm not drinking anything, Todd. Not yet.
It's the water whiskey.
Because I only have that much whiskey left, and that's for our shot later.
Oh, what was that?
Old Humble.
The Reserve.
Oh, Old Humble.
Same one I started with. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's 90 proof. It's really sweet. It's got a lot of honey, kind of honey and oak and stuff like that. And it's really sweet, really good.
I've never got it, so I wouldn't know.
Well, cry us a river.
All right, Chad. Just remember what's about to happen. Just calm down, guy. Calm down.
Simmer down. Simmer down.
As people in the military would say, at ease that shit.
At ease that shit.
I'm going to start saying that next time you hijack. Like, hey, ease that shit.
Hey,
I think it was called, hey, could you do me a favor and unfuck yourself? Okay.
And Lone Star, I don't even remember going to your stream last night. I don't remember going to the after party. So whatever happened at the after party, I'm not responsible for because I don't even remember ending my stream.
Hey, it's your fault for allowing his ass on there. Okay, just always remember that.
I was like, Chad, you got this, Chad. And
I was like, all right. I was like, Groovy, get the hell off. It's 10 o'clock. He's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, get the hell out of here.
I'm not a bitch.
I'm not a bitch. Wow. You're
I'm
speaking
fine.
of last night. Like,
I would have kicked him off myself, but I was occupied with other things.
There's multiple topics.
Here it is. Question.
Yeah, I definitely want to try that toasted rye.
We are going back to the segments. Everybody's got their own little segment, and it's gonna fucking rock. It's gonna be a good show.
It better be because I'm doing the pre-party.
Yes.
Now we just gotta find somebody to do the after party.
That'll be Lone Star's Lounge. He's good at after parties.
No, I can't do an after party if he's on the show now.
Oh, he's on the show now.
I've done it before just because nobody else would.
It doesn't work that well, though.
Yeah, I'm like, hell with it.
Yeah, I'm going to be drinking some, I'm going to be drinking quite a bit of, I'll probably have 2 stouts and I'll probably move to some other stuff. But.
I nominate Cindy to do the after party.
Thank you, Cindy, for having my back there.
I
tried multiple times. They're like, I'm no bitch. And then somebody goes, Chad, stop picking on Groovy. I'm like, I'm trying to get his ass to go to bed. He's not making sense. I said, don't tell me what to do. And then it kind of just went downhill from there. I was like, all right. And I tried to take control of this.
You can't just decide I'm drunk. That's between me and God.
I did not say that.
It wouldn't surprise me if you did. I don't remember much of it. I mean, I can go back and watch, but it was funny.
I'm not going back and watching it. I'm not.
No,
going
I wouldn't
Drunk Philosophers
recommend it.
either.
You drank those 16. You drank 2 of those 16ers, and yeah,
Dude,
you were in a
done.
whole different level last night.
Sometimes those barrel-aged beers will hit you harder than any whiskey.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Cindy says she has a job.
Yeah. Nope, and a nope.
Yeah. All right. Who's gonna do the after party?
I mean,
where
I
did Whiskey Nose go?
But it should be a long night again. I go to bed till freaking 4 last night. I was like, oh my god.
I know. I woke up in the middle of the night. You were still going. I was like, holy shit. And I've checked. Like, all right, Travis ain't up there.
What time are y'all going to end
my
the show?
YouTube and will be cut back way back.
Drunk Philosophers, hell, we were done at like 9:30 or earlier. I don't remember.
So Groovy said to start it at 2100. So I started at 2100, 9 o'clock, and then I was going off about 20 or 30 minutes, and you guys were still rolling. I was like, man, what the hell? He tells me to go at 2100, and he doesn't get over there.
Yeah. We were feeling the special kind of love last night.
I finally jumped over there ahead of them. But what time is Clouds and Stouts going to end tonight?
What? We try to run it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. So by 10 o'clock, we will be done.
Well, your time, 11 o'clock my time.
If
y'all are finished by 11, I have the studio already set up. I may just do a little after party.
That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Y'all heard it here.
Heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. Breaking news.
I just can't wait for Clouds and Stouts to get 1,000 subs, man.
Where are y'all up to?
80, I think.
Yeah.
80?
Yeah.
We gotta get to 100 at least. Baby steps.
You know, a lot of people I don't think actually realize that's a whole separate channel. Like that's not on any of our channels anymore. That is its own separate deal. So
it needs its own subs.
Yeah.
And just for everybody watching, if you're able to share it out when it starts, definitely share it out and try to bring some new folks in.
But Groovy has like 11 billion subscribers, so you know.
Yeah, we should get all those 6,000 people over to
yeah.
Stick around for the end of the show because I'm gonna make it worth your while tonight. So I'm
ready. I'm ready.
Oh, shit. I'm up to 41, Jimmy. You ain't catching me yet.
Yeah.
Are you talking about memberships?
Yeah.
Let's see where I'm at. 75. No, I'm just
bullshit.
Imagine how long that damn member video would be.
And what up, everybody on Facebook? I did. That's where I saw you were live. I was like, oh shit, he's live. Because I saw it on Facebook first, and I shut the Facebook down. And
it's at 5:45 every.
Yeah, I don't. I set my comments to YouTube only. So if you're watching on Facebook, I when I type a comment in, it's only going to YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook, but you're not going to get the comments.
Yeah, just knowing what Jimmy did made me tired. I'm like, good Lord, he must be worn out. So I'll take myself a nap.
26. I'm still holding at 26. Got one for every letter of the alphabet.
But I do see the YouTube comments come in. So if someone's on YouTube and they type,
I know, Devin, I will talk to you about it. She's doing a fundraiser at school, and she gets points for every time somebody shares the link or whatever. So,
shares the link to what?
I don't know.
Share the link.
Pop that shit up there.
We have 10 people watching. I have 3 thumbs up on Facebook. We can share the link and then.
I want to see something. Oh, so YouTube finally did a thing. So there is a dislike button, but it doesn't show.
Go to anython.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put in that access code DKZVSJD.
Can you make Groovy big just right quick?
Oh yeah. Let me hang on. I know how to do this. Well, I don't want to kick him out of the studio. Hang on.
I click on his picture, the little box.
Yeah, I'm gonna click on him. Hang on. God, how do you do this?
It's
Shit.
the little silhouette. Just click on the little silhouette on the in the basement.
Oh, there.
There it is. There it is.
Gosh, I'm
So-
learning, guys.
So what are we looking at here?
You go to anython.com.
ANYPH.
Yeah, Anython. Hang on, Anython.com.
And then I guess you put in the access code DKZVSJD.
DKZVSJD. Look, I put it in the chat.
I'm gonna do you even better. I'm gonna share my screen as I type this in. There it is, down in the basement.
Welcome to.
Evidently, the people that get the most shares, whatever, they get to throw a pie in their teacher's face.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna deny her that. Bam!
Share. Austin has a Facebook thread.
Look at Devin Lander on there.
Look at there.
Hell yeah!
Let's see,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it in the email, share it out on Facebook, all that stuff.
Devin Lander. Let's go. I don't want to make it a private gift. I'm on here. Let's see. Let's do. If it'll let me. Oh, I gotta put my shit in. I guess. Here we go. Bam. There's my phone number if anybody wants to call me.
All right, I'll call you tomorrow.
All right. Let's see here.
I have you programmed into my phone, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't have to show all this, Jimmy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Because I'm gonna do $10. It defaults out to 50. Bam. Next. Okay, I'm not gonna show you my credit card information.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, wait. There. We'll switch back to this view.
I appreciate everybody. I mean, what's the point of having a family on YouTube if you don't get to exploit them for kids' purposes all the time?
Hell yeah. Man, I remember all those fundraisers and stuff, you know.
I remember we used to sell why was it always sconces when we were growing? Like we would have a fundraiser and you would have like sconce.
We had the cookie dough sell.
Yeah, cookie dough and wall sconces.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember the book fairs?
Yeah, the Scholastic book fairs.
Yeah, oh yeah, and you'd buy all the shit and yeah.
And you get a fucking pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought the I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 8 or 9, and it was like how to solve a Rubik's Cube in like a minute. And I bought the book on the book fair and I got it and I was so excited and I started reading it and my eyes glazed over and I was like, I'm not smart enough for this book. It's like,
Let me make sure it's shared. Where's
It's
my
not liking my zip code for some reason. I'll get it done tomorrow. Anyway, there it is. It's that easy. Whew, it is hot in this freaking house again, man. It's going to get down to 29 tonight, though. So.
you know why? Because your internet is screaming so fast it heats things up.
Flame shooting out the back. All right, Jody, I am going to go head over to the Clouds and Stouts basement, start getting everything, kicking the tires and lighting the fires. I appreciate you for doing this, man. It means a lot to us.
And we'll be on here for a little bit more. It's 8:39. Wow.
Oh shit.
It's about that time.
Man,
All
we
right.
go live
See
in
y'all.
20.
Yep. I'm about to
All
head
right.
over there.
I'm gonna get something to drink, something to eat, something to drink, and then I'll see y'all over there. Jody, thank you very much.
All right. Hey.
Thank
always.
you, Jody. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Adios.
Adios. And we are here. There's 9 of us, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to read all this stuff. I see 3 thumbs up from Facebook. I see 9 watching. I don't know if that's YouTube or only or whatever, but we're going to keep this going. And I'm going to talk about bourbon and stuff. So it was, wait, well, let me see this. I saw popcorn. Well, actually, the reason I brought this up is because I saw the word ass. So I was like, okay. It was popcorn and fancy ass candy when my son was young. Okay. Yep. Yep. Ahoy, ahoy. And we will be over there. I'm going to monitor. And if people in the chat can let me know when they go live, because they're not always prompt, but I'm expecting them to have it ready tonight. So we got about 20 more minutes. I'm going to do one more. Put me in, but not yet, because we are at the tail end of this giveaway. We have next week, which will be a short version. And then the first Thursday of December is when I give away the nosing kit. If you joined late, I am off next week, which means I will be putting together the nosing kit. I'm going to be etching glass. I ordered a bunch of these hats to come in. I will have all kind of super stuff. Now, here's my rule for how you get a hat. I don't sell Merc just yet. I haven't Teespringed or anything like that. I'm totally giving stuff away at this point, but I will have options later. But if someone appears live with me, you get a Bourbon Bounty hat. But I'm in North Carolina. So the only way you can appear live with me is to be in the Winston-Salem, North Carolina area and shoot me a message and say, hey, man, I'm going to be there. I will fit you in if I can on your schedule, if it fits my schedule. But if you do, you get a hat. And then next year for OG Fest, I'm going to be bringing hats with me because everybody's going to be in the studio who shows up for that. So I'm collecting them now so that I'll have plenty of hats of varying sizes by the time OG Fest happens next year. If you don't know, I have a travel trailer. I'm going to drag it over to Arkansas, set it up at Jimmy's place for the time. 5 hours from upstate South Carolina. Yep. It's not even that far. It depends on where you are. Yeah, but if you're left or right, yeah, it could take 5 hours. But yeah, Mayberry, if you want to come and shoot a video with me in full VR 180, by the way, which means and it's forever on YouTube. So if you do come shoot a video and we shoot in full VR 180, you can put the visors on and know what it's like to sit across from yourself. There's you. It looks like you're right there. And it's so cool. And I've watched a couple of my videos. I know what it looks like to sit across from me. But yeah, it's so cool because I was punching myself in the face, but of course it's virtual. So, wait, what is this? S glass strong enough to make a clock out of it. Well, etched. I'm going to etch the glass with the acid etching, and I don't know about making a clock out of it. I mean, etching doesn't weaken the glass. It just makes it white where the etch was. I guess it weakens it a tiny bit, but it's just the surface layer of the glass. So, yeah, if anyone who wants to come shoot a video, I'll try to accommodate. We'll shoot a video. You get a hat. And you will forever have your Bourbon Bounty hat. I do not wear this hat out. This hat I try to keep in pristine condition. Same as these shirts. I only wear them when I'm doing the shoot. I call it being in uniform. I have several bourbon shirts I rotate through. Put the hat on, come on here, try to entertain you guys. Probably don't do a smash job of it, but I do the best I can. Just an old country boy who has lived all over the place around the world. and who is willing to throw a whole bunch of cash at crap like this, So, any questions on bourbon, I'll field them right now. But we're at 8:45. You got to hurry because in about 15 minutes, we're going to swap over. And I would appreciate when you jump over there if you would say this is a Bourbon Bounty raid, just to let them know you're coming from here. I'm going to do one more. Put me in unprompted right now. I'm going to say start. Put me in. And I'll try to do this by myself. And if y'all start typing, I'm going to bring up my little clocky thing here. I'm going to put 5 minutes on it. And here we go. Anybody that wants another entry on the wheel, you stayed here this long. You deserve it. We're going to start putting you in. Steam Fire, nice. Cindy gets an entry. Neighbor Girl. Oh, Lord, there you are. Gets an entry. Mayberry 316. Mayberry. Where in the hell did Mayberry go? Oh, Lord, I'm so slow at this. It's over here somewhere. Where the hell? I know you're on here. There you are. Oh, got a crossbar. That means you have 10 entries. 11, actually. Crazy Ann says, put me in. We are going to Crazy Ann it. And Lazy Nate TV gets a crossbar. That's 6 entries on the wheel. So if you're here now, type put me in. You get a chance to win the nosing kit. Plus 3 bourbons of my choice marked A, B, and C, and a private virtual tasting with me as I walk you through all 3 bourbons and give you some tips on using your nosing kit. Really, really cool prize. I would like to have won this prize back when I was starting out. So, and that's the way I do it. I try to pick things I thought I would have been into, before I got really into it. All right, Jerry J. I don't think you're on here, Jerry J. So we will write it in here. Jerry J, you're on the wheel. Yeah, 1 entry. Now, next week, for those who only have like 1 entry on the wheel, next week, I'm going to do a short version of this show on Thanksgiving. Well, I might do it on Wednesday. It depends. I'm off all next week. And I'm going to do more lives next week just because I'm off work. But for the one for this, I will have another put me in. The week after that, though, if you're on the wheel, you have to show up. You have to show up and be present to claim the prize the first Thursday of December. What day is it 3rd? I do not know. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but it's that first Thursday of December. So it's the first Thursday after Thanksgiving. That's when we're doing the drawing. There will be no put me ins that night. We're going to set the show up. We're going to start it. We're going to have a time, probably, I'll go ahead and call it 7:15ish. I'll do the spin. We'll do the wheel. We'll figure out who wins the nosing kit. What's going to happen? Oh, December 2nd. Thank you, Cindy. December 2nd. What's going to happen that night is I'm going to spin. And then I'm going to say, are you here? And if they're here, they type, yeah. I may spin for a second one. And if I spin for a second one, it won't be the nosing kit, but it will be something. I may have a second prize. So I'm working on it. And it may be an etched bourbon bounty snifter. I think that's probably what it's going to be. Because next week I'm going to work on the snifters. I'm going to work on the etching, and I will have one that turns out really well. And I'll be like, this is the one I'm going to give away. I've been kind of planning that in the back of my head. I might as well go ahead and say it because I think I'm going to do it anyway. But I may have a second place. And if I get 2 glasses to work out really well with the etching, the person who wins the nosing kit and 3 sample bourbons virtual private tasting may also get. Yeah, we're going to call it. Oh, that's it. Stop put me in. There. May also get then a surprise. Well, it won't be a surprise now because I'm telling you, a surprise etched snifter along with your nosing kit and 3 sample bourbons, because you have to have the right glassware to nose it. So just be ready for that. Yep. Fun hobby, Crazy Ann. It is. I've watched it done. I've never done it myself. I'll try to do the best I can, but I'm meticulous, tenacious, and very OCD about things. So I think I'll do okay. It's 8:52 right now. The guys are getting set up. We're about to jump over there here in just a few minutes. And Crazy Ann always keeps me honest about when they start their countdown. Now, of course, when they start their countdown, we still have a couple of minutes. So when they start the countdown, though, is when I call it off here and say, hey, man, go tell them Bourbon Bounty Raid. But I don't. This nosing kit, look up nosing kits online. Just look them up. And all of them typically are over $100. Some of them are $200 or $300. These are not in fancy containers. They're in little plastic containers, but it works the same. I take paper with a Scotch tape label to let you know what it is. So it's not going to be super fancy. But it super works. It super works. And it works the same as all the other ones. Yes, dear. Okay. Thank you, dear, for keeping me honest. But no, this nosing kit it works. And there's 24 notes in the nosing kit. And I went through the bourbon wheel and I picked notes all around the thing. So these are bourbon notes in this nosing kit. And that's why I call it a bourbon nosing kit, because it's going to work better with whiskeys that are classified as bourbons. But at the same time, Tennessee whiskeys, even though they don't choose to call them bourbons, typically they could legally be called bourbons. So you can use this for Uncle Nearest, Jack Daniels products, the barrel, single barrels and all that. So yeah, you laugh now, but you would be super crazy if we really were. Because I'll make you crazy. But yeah. So what is, and this is a tough question, and I'm going to try to answer it in under 5 minutes. What is the best bourbon? 1, I have had, and 2 is on my shelf. And I just came up with that in my head, and I was reluctant to say it out loud. But now that I have, I think the best bourbon right now, and this is all subjective, according to preference, but I have 3 bourbons that I think are, and these are very specific to year, to release, to everything. But the 3 bourbons I have on my shelf right now that I think are the best bourbons I have are the Booker's, and I know I hate on Booker's because they keep raising the price, but this is the 2019-03 Country Ham. Not just any Booker's you can go buy, but the 2019-03 Country Ham, I think is not the best for sure, one of. Then I would go with the Bell Mead Cast Strength Reserve that I have, the Calumet 15, and the Elijah Craig 18. Those probably, and if I had to rank them, Elijah Craig B520. Okay. The B520, not just A119 and all that, but the Elijah Craig B520. I think out of those 5, it is really, really hard to pick a top dog out of that. But I think the Elijah Craig B520 really, really, really impressed me. But I think because it was like $65. And I was super, super impressed with it. It has really good notes, really good flavors. Yeah, the worst bourbon, I think, though, on my shelf now, let me finish this thought. I think the best one I have now for mouthfeel is the Elijah Craig 18. For flavor, I think it is probably the Bell Mead Cast Strength Reserve from, I believe it's 2019. The worst bourbon I have had is over on the other shelf because I won't even put it back here. 2-minute countdown. Here we go. There's a lot of bad bourbons out there. They try to beat nature, pressure age, all that. The worst one I've ever purchased is over there. But we're about to jump over. It's 2-minute countdown. Bourbon Bounty Raid, Clouds and Stouts. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. Appreciate every one of you, always, every week. We're going to do the giveaway in 2 weeks. But next week, I will do another Put Me In, but we're going to jump over now. Clouds and Stouts, Crazy Ann posted the link. Click on it now. Bourbon Bounty Raid, signing off, babies.